All right, here we go with 6th grade Excel lesson number 14. We're going to be learning the terminology of parallel, intersecting, perpendicular, and diagonal lines, plane figure, polygon, quadrilateral, parallelogram, rectangle, square, rhombus, and trapezoid. This should all be review for you, but we're going to go over some things that are going to definitely help you out a lot, so pay close attention. All right, first of all, we're taking a look at some parallel lines right here. Let me go a little smaller. So these two lines here are parallel to each other because no matter how far this line goes in this direction and this one goes in this direction, no matter how far that one goes or this one goes in this direction, those lines would never cross. They're kind of like railroad tracks. And the symbol for parallel lines is this. So if I said to you, AB, line AB, I'd say is parallel to line CD. A couple of things for you to notice here. First of all, these are capital letters, just like these are capital letters up here. Secondly, I have a symbol over the top of them. I didn't just write AB. I put a symbol for a line, which has an arrow on each end, just like the line has an arrow on each end. And lastly, I've got the parallel symbol right here. I'm showing that these two are parallel to each other. All right, intersecting lines are lines that are not parallel. Anything that would cross at any point in time are called intersecting lines. So EF and HG are intersecting because if this HG line continued a little bit further, you can see it would cross line EF right there. So those lines are called intersecting lines. Perpendicular lines are intersecting lines that make square corners or right angles where they cross. M and N and S and T are perpendicular. The symbol for perpendicular looks like that. Two small dotted lines are used where the lines cross to indicate that they are perpendicular. So here is MN going this way and ST. These are perpendicular to each other because where they cross forms four right angles. And the reason they put this little dotted line thing like that is to show you that that is a square corner. So anytime you see like that in an angle, that means that this is a right angle, a 90-degree angle, a square corner. Now the way we would write that these are perpendicular, just the same way we did parallel, except we put a different symbol in between. So we'd write MN is perpendicular to ST. Again, notice the capital letters, notice the symbol on top. All right, I'd like you to go ahead and write this on your paper right here to show that you're paying attention to the lesson and that you're not just skipping over things. And we're going to be looking for this on your paper tomorrow in class, checking to make sure that you actually are paying attention. So everybody write MN is perpendicular to ST. You can pause the video to give yourself time to do that. Two small dotted lines are used where the lines cross to indicate, oh, I already read that to you. Okay. A diagonal is a line segment connecting two non-adjoining, that means not touching, vertices of a polygon. AD is a diagonal. So here is a quadrilateral, ABCD or ABDC as a quadrilateral, and this line segment right here is called a diagonal. I'd like you to pause the video and see if you can draw the other diagonal in this figure and then turn it back on when you're ready to see the solution. All right, the other diagonal that you should have drawn goes from B to C, right across like that. That's your other diagonal in that shape. All right, moving on. A plane figure is any two-dimensional figure such as circles, angles, and polygons. So plane figure means it's a flat shape, something that you can actually write on the paper. A polygon is a closed plane figure made of three or more line segments where each segment intersects exactly two other segments. So that's a real complicated way of saying that anything that's a triangle or has more sides than that is a polygon. You can have any of these. This is a polygon, this is a polygon, this is a polygon, this is a polygon. This is not, a circle is not a polygon because it does not have straight sides that intersect with each other. All right, and if you have a shape like this, that's not a polygon either because that's an open shape. So anything with any kind of a curve on the side of it is not a polygon, and anything that has an opening is not a polygon. Besides that, everything else is a polygon. Poly means many. Poly means many. And I believe, I'm not positive about this, but I believe gon means like a side to something, so that means many sides. And a triangle has many sides. It has three sides. This quadrilateral has four sides. Some shapes have 5 sides or 8 sides. A quadrilateral is a polygon with 4 sides. Quad means 4, just like the little motorcycle type thing that you ride out in the desert that's got 4 wheels on it. You would refer to that as a quad. And why do you call it a quad? Because it's got four wheels on it. Well, a quadrilateral has 4 sides on it. Any shape with 4 sides. Here's a quadrilateral that a lot of kids miss. That is a quadrilateral because it has 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, a parallelogram is a quadrilateral with opposite sides that are parallel. So a parallelogram is still a quadrilateral because it has 4 sides, but it's a special type of quadrilateral. It has to be parallel on this side and this side, and parallel on this side and this side. And you can see this shape is parallel both directions. A rectangle is also a parallelogram because this side is parallel to that side and this side is parallel to that side. So it's a quadrilateral, a rectangle, this would be also, and a parallelogram. Let's keep moving on. A rectangle is a parallelogram with adjoining sides that are perpendicular. Adjoining again means touching. So this side touches this side, it's perpendicular to it. This side also touches this side, perpendicular, forming a right angle. This side, perpendicular, and this side also touching this side and making perpendicular. So the opposite sides of a rectangle are equal length. This is equal to this, congruent to that one's congruent to that, and we have 4 right angles. A square is a rectangle with 4 sides that are the same length. Notice in this shape, you probably have been taught this incorrectly before. This shape here has 4 right angles in it, which means this is a rectangle. A square is a rectangle, but it's also a square because it has 1, 2, 3, 4 congruent sides. All the sides are the same length. This is a rectangle that is not a square because it has 2 long and 2 short. A circle is a plane figure with all the points an equal distance from a center point. It is not a polygon because it has no line segments, has no straight lines. So to be a circle has to have a line that goes around that's equidistant or the same distance from the center all the way around. This would not be a circle. A rhombus is a parallelogram with 4 congruent sides. So a square is a rhombus because it has 4 congruent sides, and a diamond is a rhombus because it has 4 congruent sides. So this is a rectangle and a square. This is just a rhombus and a These are all quadrilaterals, by the way. They all have 4 sides. This is a rhombus as well. And if you know the Quadrilateral song by Rockin' the Standards, that would help you a lot on this, because in that song we sing, in the Quadrilateral song, we sing rhombus could be a square or diamond too. Here's a square, here's a diamond. A trapezoid is a quadrilateral with only 1 pair of opposite sides that are parallel. So here's a quadrilateral, it's got 4 sides. This side is parallel to this side, but this side and this side are not. So that makes that a trapezoid. And this shape, this side is parallel to that side. You can see that that would form like railroad tracks. But this side and this side are not parallel. They would meet out here somewhere, and so that makes that a trapezoid as well. Here's another trapezoid, parallel, parallel, like railroad tracks. But this side and this side would meet out here if they kept going. So 2 parallel, 2 not parallel, it's a trapezoid. Another shape with 2 parallel sides and 2 sides that are not. This one's coming in just slightly. They would meet way down there somewhere. And so this is a trapezoid. 2 parallel, 2 not parallel. All right, thanks for watching.